Hi everybody, I'm Rebecca Clower at Blue Water Properties and welcome to another episode of Tips. Today we're going to be talking about the top 10 things you shouldn't do here in Costa Rica. Number one is don't try to change the culture. If you're coming here from somewhere other than Costa Rica, you know that this is a completely different culture. And guess what? You can't change it. So you have to be sort of a chameleon, get here, appreciate the culture, and try to immerse yourself in the culture, because then you can appreciate everything that this country has to offer. Number two, do not rely on addresses. I'm not sure if you've heard, but here in Costa Rica, we don't have real addresses. We really rely a lot on Waze and Google Maps and pin locations, and of course, our addresses are special. So if people ask, what's your address? We can say it's 100 meters from the mango tree in the plaza, or we can say we're 200 meters east of the Coca-Cola building. So those are the kind of addresses that we use in Costa Rica. Believe it or not, we do have technically real addresses, but nobody uses them yet. And we do have zip codes, but they're just not really integrated into our society here in Costa Rica. Number three is don't take a colectivo. What is a colectivo, you ask? That is actually what we call a shared taxi here in Costa Rica. It's not a legal taxi. So you can see people driving in their cars. Usually they're not new cars, and they're flashing their brights or yelling out the window, taxi, taxi, and they basically fill up their car and charge you a flat rate to get you from point A to point B. This can be a transportation method that a lot of people use, but it's just not a method that's highly recommended because it can be a bit dangerous. Number four on our list of things not to do in Costa Rica is don't not speak Spanish. So you're trying to be in another country and understand that while many people speak English here, not everybody does. It will make your life so much easier even if you try to learn a little bit of basic Spanish, which you can easily do with programs online, doing tutoring, surrounding yourself with ticos, or of course just putting yourself in a group setting where you can learn Spanish. Number five on our list is don't leave your valuables unattended. This also goes for your homes. If you leave, lock up, have an alarm, use common sense. There's a lot of people that especially will come here on vacation and leave valuables in the car and they'll come back and they're not there. Same goes if you're on the beach and you're leaving your things there without keeping an eye on them. Unfortunately, Costa Rica, as wonderful as it is, does have a reputation for petty theft. So definitely just try to be a little bit vigilant in that department. Number six on our list is don't forget to use your sunblock. This is a country which is about 10 degrees north of the equator, yet people tend to forget that. You can get burnt here in a matter of minutes. So don't forget when you come here to use that SPF and use it generously and use it all day long. Number seven on our list is don't pay off the cops. This is something that I very much do not recommend. I personally am not an advocate of aiding to more corruption in this country, but unfortunately it is sometimes necessary. So that would be my advice, is try not to pay off the cops if possible. Just drive the speed limit and try not to do anything illegal. Number eight on my list is don't feed the animals. You're gonna see a lot of these signs around Costa Rica. Just don't do it. I know it's easy to want to feed furry little creatures such as epizote, which is our coatamundis, and other animals that look so cute. But remember, these are wild animals, so are the monkeys, and if you feed them, then they keep getting more used to the human contact, and you have to be careful of that. So definitely do not feed the animals. Number nine on our list is remember that pedestrians don't have the right of way here. And what I mean by that is that you have to remember that people drive here differently. And of course, when trying to cross the street, you would think that you have the right of way, but not all drivers understand that, because unfortunately the drivers here tend to be a little bit on the reckless side. So definitely be a defensive person, check out to the right and the left before you cross the road, and make sure that you definitely have a clear path to cross to the other side. And last on my top 10, number 10 is the traffic laws here tend to be optional. And what do I mean by that? You have a stop sign, but not everybody stops. You might have a traffic light that's on red and people are passing through, and you're like, what's going on? People are passing through a red light. It happens all the time here. Hard to adjust, because when I go back to the States, I get in my States mode. And when I'm here, I try to understand what you should be, and you should be courteous. But unfortunately, not all the drivers are courteous. Not everybody's being a defensive driver. So when you're on the road, try to obviously pay attention to these things and understand that everybody tends to drive a little bit different here in Costa Rica, especially in the city and the capital area of San Jose. Thank you so much for watching this tips video today. I certainly hope that you'll tune in for our next tips video. Give this video a like and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Pura vida!